Contract situation remains unclear as expiration date draws near. Calls for the National Sports Festival to be postponed as a precaution as more cancellations continue to ravage sporting events worldwide due to the coronavirus. And UEFA to determine fate of Euro 2020 at a crisis meeting today. My name is Jake Jomoto. Welcome to Sports Express, brought to you by MTN. We'd like to thank you for joining us for Tuesday's edition of Sports Express, brought to you by MTN. Here's International Newsreel, and here's Pedro Peter.
Thank you, Deji. We'll start off with the Olympics, where the International Olympic Committee (IOC) will today, Tuesday, meet with international sports federations via teleconference to discuss the latest coronavirus developments and the impact on this summer's games in Tokyo, Japan. Tuesday's meeting will be the second executive board meeting of Olympic Games organizers in the last 2 weeks, with the main focus being to discuss the disruption to qualifying events for the Games. Meanwhile, the IOC has revealed that the European, American, and final world qualifying boxing tournaments for the Tokyo Olympic Games have been suspended due to the coronavirus outbreak. Still on the coronavirus, sporting events still ongoing in the United Kingdom, UK, have now been put on hold after Prime Minister Boris Johnson advised against mass gatherings on Monday. Johnson made the statement as part of measures to combat the spread of the coronavirus in the UK, with all national sporting federations in the country having called off its activities for the foreseeable future. To tennis, the Women's Tennis Association (WTA) has suspended all forms of play on the tour until May 2nd due to the ongoing global coronavirus outbreak. In a statement released by the governing body on Monday, the WTA announced that tournaments in Stuttgart, Germany, Istanbul, Turkey, and Prague, Czech Republic will not hold, in addition to earlier cancelled events in Bogota, Colombia, and Guadalajara, Mexico. The WTA further revealed it will make a decision later this week regarding the remaining WTA European Clay Court events and its impact on the 2020 WTA Tour season. Lastly, to golf, four-time major winner Brooks Koepka and Spaniard Jon Rahm have both distanced themselves from the inaugural Premier Golf League (PGL) set to begin in the year 2022. Koepka revealed he will remain with the PGA Tour, same as world number 2 Rahm, who insists he will also remain with the status quo. The duo have now joined world number 1 Rory McIlroy in rejecting the plan of the proposed Premier Golf League featuring 48 players, which will be funded to the tune of £183 million by Saudi investors.
Thank you very much, Pedro. That's the International Newsroom. When we return, the Nigerian Sports Thing. Welcome back. It's the Nigerian Sports Thing on Sports Express, brought to you by MTN. Buddy Oguntu is here. Buddy, let's talk a bit about the Genodro situation, because now that the AFCON qualifiers are off the table, there are no matches till June. His contract expires in June. What's going to happen? You think?
First of all, I think that there's a new narrative. In case you missed it, there's been talk in the media about the NFF talking to another coach and insinuating that the contract with Genotro contract will not be renewed.
Okay.
Now, in the past, when talks like this have popped up in the media, the NFF have been quick
to shut it down.
Say, no, he's still a man, we're okay with what he's doing, and then the run is win ratio by us. So it's when the sum of matches is been doing well, and all that. So, I mean, for the NFF not to see anything about because now I think for about 3 or 4 days in a row now, we've been saying it. Now, if you piggyback on the previous comments from the NFF that there are certain things that will be asked to do, and if it doesn't do those things, well, it can take a hike. I think we can conclude that the NFF seems to have finished with the Genotro, and the odds are that we are going to get a new coach.
You know, my feeling was, I'm not surprised. I've always felt from the moment we started putting new conditions to his renewal from about December, my feeling was NFF didn't want Genodro anymore for whatever reason. My only problem with that, I think, is personal. I think it's 1 or 2 people in the NFF. Because if Genodro, what changed between Nations Cup and end of last year? The Nations Cup would have been a perfect time to ease him off to say thank you. But after the Nations Cup, same NFF were actually saying third team, third place in the 24-team format is good and all of that. We like blah, blah, blah. 6 months down the line. And then we started the qualifiers. It wasn't as if we lost the qualifiers.
No, we didn't lose.
6 months down the line,
also, it's interesting that those conditions that they are putting, that they are saying they are going to add to his new contract, They are the things that
you and I suggested these things that
Nigerian
players, league players, you ignore that. So I feel that what I would have just worked, if you don't want this man, say so. All this dealing and dallying and trying to paint some picture, I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. But his contract will expire in June. He'll probably walk away.
Exactly, and then they'll say, we didn't sack him. His contract expired.
All right, buddy. Big Sheikh Shewere wrote an article yesterday, and it caught my attention about the National Sports Festival. And he's suggesting, as a precaution, because of what's going on around the world, yes, we do not have any reported cases right now, but because of the incubation period for this coronavirus, which is 14 days, that he's saying, and then somebody, the actor, Idris Elba tested positive without showing any symptoms. So Big Sheikh is saying, postpone this thing as a precaution until we get a clear picture. What do you think?
There's a new angle, Deji.
Okay.
Now, we hear that foreign-based athletes are coming.
Aha.
And there are two sides to the story. From Edo State, we're hearing that that they will not be allowed to participate. But Delta States are saying that, so we have taken precautions. We are foreign-based athletes are concerned. They're going to be staying in a special hotel. They're going to have around-the-clock monitoring with whoever they come in contact with. I'm thinking seriously, because the moment you introduce that element of foreign-based athletes, it opens factor. It just multiplies and quadruples, and yeah, exactly. And so I'm thinking that because right as we speak, they've not had anything about whether foreign-based athletes will be allowed to participate or not, and I think everything hinges on that. Now that's one scenario by itself. Okay. A different one is the one that you painted. That hey, people don't show any sign of it. But they are spreading it, and then 2 weeks, 1 month down the line, boom, we have a crisis on our hands. I think it would be smart to postpone the sport festival. But what the feelings we are getting from Edo State is that nothing can move this. They are going to go ahead. They have shut down the school, shut down schools for the period that look, so that students can participate in the festival. And that is that, and you bring students into the frame, you bring foreign-based athletes into the frame. I'm staying in Lagos.
Okay, we'll see how that pans out. Because I look at the situation with Ghana. Ghana has 6 reported cases. It's not a crisis, but look at the steps the Ghanaian government has taken.
They shut down, they closed their borders, they shut down flights from Europe because they know. Look, the story from Italy is that you guys don't know what is coming because they with their eyes open, they thought, hey, everything's normal. But in 10 days, it became a monumental national crisis.
Man, I read the story about some Italians whose visa have expired in Ethiopia and they are refusing to go back home.
to go and do what? Moving on, man.
All right. Like they say in Yoruba, Oroburuku to Terry. Ask Bookie for an interpretation of that. After the break, the World Soccer Report. It's the World Soccer Report on Sports Express brought to you by MTN. Yemi Adesanya is here, and this promises to be very, very interesting this morning. There are no matches at the weekend. Somehow, Yemi has come up with the European team of the week. This one is done. This one is done. All the transfers that were made in January, Yemi is picking his best 11 from the transfers that were made in January. And some people have surrounded him, and they are waiting for just one name. I'm sure you know that name, not to make that list. Yemi, safe journey.
Thank you very much, the team for the January transfer window is the 3-5-2 formation with Mathieu Perrin of Genoa after suffering a torrid time in Juventus. He's back at Genoa, and Genoa are in good stead trying to fight against relegation in Serie A. I have a back 3 of Angelino, who moved from Manchester City to RB Leipzig. He's done really well since moving there. There's Jason Morello of Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo have had 3 straight clean sheets lately, and even was excellent when they went away to Real Madrid and got a draw. There's also Edmond Tapsoba of it's from Burkina Faso, rather, plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen have won 4 of their last 6 games. He's been stellar since moving from Victoria Sports Club in Portugal to Bayer Leverkusen. My midfield includes Emre Can of Dortmund, solid since moving from Juventus to Dortmund. Dortmund has been a lot more stable and steady since he joined. There's Steven Bergwijn of Tottenham Hotspurs, excellent transfer season from PFG to Spurs. There's Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United, who was February's Player of the Month in the Premier League. Everything about United has ticked surrounding him. There's Toko Ekambi of Lyon, who's been really good since they moved to Lyon from Villarreal. There's Suso, who showed us his life after Milan since he moved to Sevilla. And up front is a young star, Haaland of Dortmund. And I know everybody's waiting for Jude Ighalo to make the list, but unfortunately, he's trumped by Zlatan Ibrahimovic of Milan. Why? Because Ighalo is yet to score in the Premier League.
Okay. I hope you find safety when you walk out. Because the Ighalo party are waiting for you. But you said that's what we say about production. You've got to be very creative. So we have to thank Yemi for being creative. We had to do something. These are times when we need all our creative juices working because there's nothing to report really. All right, Yemi, quickly before we go, let's talk about the UEFA meeting that we're holding today. What will likely happen? Looks like Italy is calling for a postponement. It looks like Euro 2020 will be postponed.
Yeah, there's no hope in sight, and it's sad because yes, this was supposed to be Europe's crowning glory. Finally opening up the borders, a true European.
Isn't it ironic? UEFA tried to open up the borders, coronavirus has shut the
no way. It's sad, but hey, you have to do something for
what that does
humanity.
though, it gives the leagues an opportunity or a chance because that means you probably have until end of July to finish your season.
Oh yes.
And if maybe because I don't think the April 3rd or 4th will work. I doubt it. But let's even say maybe it's safe to start playing football again by end of May. That means you still have like 4, 6, 7 weeks to finish the season. Hopefully that's what will happen and the season can continue and end. But your thoughts on handing titles when seasons are not completed, especially the Liverpool fact.
When that just comes, will just give people in Nigeria a bit of something to see. People in the MPFL, because they did something silly.
Okay,
like
last
season.
season.
A title to some people that didn't win the league. But this is a special situation, and like I said, these guys are more sophisticated than we are. They will find a way. They will find a way to ensure that the season is done because, for example, the guys in the EFL are threatening to take the Premier League to court if they don't finish the season.
No, exactly. Because somebody suggested Leeds and West Brom should be promoted. Leeds and West Brom are just 6 and 7 points ahead.
And
there's
we
still
know how
9 or 10 games to go.
And we know
so
how that
they have
can
not
be.
ended that relegation problem promotion yet. So it's a very, 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 very difficult situation.
But I know that they will find.
Hopefully, the important thing is people are saying that the important thing is if the coronavirus dies down, then there'll be an opportunity. But if it worsens, this season will likely to be voided.
Yeah.
That's my take. All right, thank you very much. We monitor the situation as the days go by. The best of ways we stick with football. And World Football Governing Body FIFA, this is another fallout of this situation, has revealed it is looking into the potential impact postponed fixtures will have on the contracts of players after major leagues across Europe and take the rest of the world were suspended, due to the coronavirus pandemic. Questions have been raised over players whose contracts expire after June 30. Can they continue to play for the clubs? And how clubs will prosecute the campaign afterwards, with FIFA confirming it's analyzing the current situation and will make a decision soon. Some players have already agreed pre-contracts to start with another club on the 1st of July. It's a really, really complicated situation. My name is Dave Giamontable. Thanks for your time. Good morning.